The festive season has begun in India, and we have a firecracker of a Stage 3 vRS that we had built for a customer of ours back in November 2021 out here for a maintenance annual service.
So today we are going to be taking you guys through a step-by-step process on what is involved in servicing a car like this. We are going to start the process by cleaning the air filter. Then we are going to be replacing the engine oil and the engine oil filter. Once this is done, we are going to remove the spark plugs, assess their condition and gap them to spec. And the last step is going to be topping up all the fluids like the coolant and the brake fluid. If your car has an aftermarket oil catch can kit like this one does, ensure to monitor the oil levels in the catch can kit very rigorously. Having excess oil in the catch can cause serious damage to the turbo and the engine, and we recommend all owners check the oil levels every month and empty the catch can as required. Although there are cheaper alternatives available to these oil filters in the market, we request all owners to use original ones supplied by Volkswagen or Skoda only. The oil filtration capability of these oil filters is far superior to what is available in the market, and the same oil filters are used on the Porsche and the Audi bigger engines that make a lot more horsepower. Also, one thing to remember is this drain plug that is available on the oil sump on these cars are meant to be used one time only. So at every oil service, you need to replace these as well. The grounding cable on each of these coil packs is actually held down by a double nut. A lot of the workshops end up trying to loosen the nut like this and end up actually twisting and breaking this cable, thus causing random misfires in all the cylinders. The correct procedure to remove this is to basically hold down the bottom nut and then loosen the top nut like this. Another issue we've seen a lot of workshops make is they try to hold the coil pack like this and yank it out. That is the incorrect way of removing the coil pack. Volkswagen actually sells a special tool that you need to use to basically remove the coil pack on these cars. So you tighten it like this and then basically yank the coil pack out like this. The right way of gapping any spark plug is actually using the spark plug gap tool like this. So basically you insert the spark plug and slowly turn this clockwise until the gap is how you want it. So once that is done, you basically have to double check every single plug to make sure that the gap is correct on them. Another important thing to always remember is to check these spark plug threads for any oil leaks. If in case you find any oil on these threads, that means your cam cover is leaking and that needs to be fixed. Fixing a cam cover leak can be a very laborious process, so we ask all owners to check this thoroughly and make sure that it's fixed on time. At every service, ensure you tighten the clamps on the intercooler pipes and the charge pipes, otherwise you might have a boost leak and that could lead to a loss of power. Over the years, we've also noticed that the oil caps on these E8 888 Gen 3 engines leak quite a lot. If in case your car's engine oil cap is leaking, replace it with the latest part number and that should fix your oil leak. Another cause of concern is basically the cam cover. These cam covers actually leak oil at the bottom end and this can be clearly visible from underneath the car. So if in case your car's cam cover is leaking, have that replaced immediately as well. Once all the mechanical work is done on these cars, we basically load them onto the dyno and data log them. Data logging the car helps us understand if there are any misfires or boost leak issues so that we can fix them accordingly. We finished dyno testing the car, and looking at the data logs, there are no misfires or boost leaks on this car. The car made a very healthy 422 horsepower and 600 Newton meters of torque. Our Stage 3 builds are as easy and as reliable to maintain as a Stage 1 or a Stage 2 vRS. If you own a car and are looking to get a Stage 3 build on your vRS, contact us and we can get you started.